Hi everybody and welcome to video number 3, which is also the last video of this beautiful soup tutorial. Now, in the last step, we have to export our data in CSV, Excel, JSON and PostgreSQL. So let's go ahead and start with the CSV export. That means here, this is our reference point, this data frame here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So it's df buildings dot to underscore CSV. Okay, and here let's provide a name. Let's say it's buildings dot CSV, and then I also want to make use of the separator. So you can, if you want to, you can play a little bit around, but this works best for me. Okay, so the separator here should be a semicolon. Afterwards, I also want to make use of the encoding argument. And here I want to get this encoded in UTF-8-SIG, right? And the index should be false. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and take a look inside the documentation. Maybe let me just take a look if it's available here too. Let's see, df buildings.to underscore CSV. Okay, you see it here. If I click on plus, you see that here we have the documentation, and if it's interesting to you, you can go ahead and read through all this stuff here. So for now, let me just delete it and run this cell here. Okay, so no error message, this is fine. Now let me just open up my folder. Here, this is actually the folder where the notebook is stored. That means here, this file was created a few moments ago. Let's make a double click. It's loading, and you see here we have actually our CSV file. And I know this looks very similar to an Excel file, but for example, let me just save it. Click on X, and if you take a look here, the type, the description, we see here it's Microsoft Excel, comma, separated values file. Okay, this is it. This is our CSV file. This is what we want to have here. Okay, next one is the following. We want to do the same, but store the data inside an Excel file. Again, the logic will be the same. df buildings dot to, but now we want to choose the to Excel function. Okay, and let's say it's buildings -excel dot xlsx. This is the Excel extension. Okay, that's it. And then the index should be false. Okay, let's run this one. Open up the folder again, and this is here the Excel file. And you see here the first one is the CSV, the second one is Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay. So this is what we wanted to have here, right? And if you want to, you can play a little bit around as always and format this table, choose another color and go ahead and see what you like most. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, cool. Next one, we want to save it or to export it to JSON. That means df buildings to JSON. Okay, and now let's go ahead and provide again the name buildings.json. Okay, and the next argument is orient, and it equals to records. Afterwards we have lines equals to true. Okay, and finally we have the force ASCII equals to false. Again, if you want to, you can do the same what we've seen before. Take a look at the documentation, but for me, after trying a few things out, I've seen that this works best for now. Okay, let's run this one. This looks fine. Let's open up the folder, and this is my JSON file which was created. Let's make a double click here, and let's see if this works for now. Okay, this actually looks quite good. This is the JSON file. Okay, and I don't know if you want to use it to make use of all this stuff, but this is actually, I want to show you how to export the data inside the JSON file. That's it. And finally, we have to export the data inside the PostgreSQL database here. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. And as you can remember, in the very beginning, we have imported the schlee-alexander library, and now we have to make use of it. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. First of all, I want to create one engine. So engine equals to schlee-alexander dot create engine, right? And here, let's go ahead and write down Postgres colon / again Postgres colon. Here I have to provide my password, and for my tutorials I always use 12345 and add local host, and in my case it's 5432, and make sure that in the installation process, when you install the PostgreSQL database and the PG admin interface, you make sure you have written down your numbers. Okay, for example here, the password and the local host. This is important, otherwise you can't connect to the database. And then in the next step, let's again mention df buildings dot to SQL, okay, dot to SQL, this function here. And I want to name it as buildings. Okay, that's it, comma, engine, this is the second argument. And this is actually what we have provided here, engine. And the last one is index equals to false. That's it. Let's run this one. And now you see we have an error message. Let's see. Table buildings already exist. Okay, got it. I guess I've tried it before I started recording it. And now we have two tables here. But never mind. Let's say it's buildings underscore new. Okay, buildings underscore new. Let's run this again, and this should look fine. Let me just open up my my interface here. So now I want to go to tables, okay, and refresh it, and you see here now we have 7 tables. Let's make a refresh, and now you see we have 8, and this is our brand new table which we have created together a few seconds ago. Okay, and now let's see how this data looks like. Let's make a simple SQL statement, select everything from buildings underscore new, and run this cell here. And voila, this is what we want to have. Okay, here you see we have all our data stored inside this simple database. Okay guys, so this is it. Again, as always, if you have any kind of questions, let me know in the Q&A section below. It was actually a pleasure to work together with you in this project, and in the next project, or in the next part of this video series, we are going to scrape data using the API approach. Okay, so stay tuned, and I see you in the next one.